war rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
Hello and welcome to Season of War, and we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. I'm Jordan, and joined by my lovely and destructive wife Cassidy tonight, playing the Ironjawz, and it's your first game in a while.
Yeah, it's been like many months since I played. Many moons have gone by since I've picked up Warhammer, so...
Yeah. So we're in for a big and bloody match today,
yes.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. First things first, the mission we're playing is every step is forward. So we got 4 objectives on the table. It's hold 1, hold 2, hold more scoring, 2 points for your battle tactic, 3 for grand strategy at the end. And then the twist with this one is if you charge, each of your models count as an extra body for contesting objectives. And if you retreat, you can't contest objectives at all.
I'm hoping that'll be more of a you problem.
Well, I do have the ability to retreat and charge, so even if I charge after retreating, I still can't contest objectives. So yeah, we might just get stuck in and have a good bloody match here, which neither of our armies really mind too much. But Cass, do you want to take us through your Ironjawz list first?
Surely I can do that. So I have 2 units of brutes here, who are oftentimes my OG boys, who get me through a lot. I also have some Ard boys here who will a little bit more defensive, hit less, but good to have around. I have a Mega Boss on a Maw Crusher here, and a Mega Boss on foot who has the Destroyer Axe. I have my War Chanters here. I have my Weird Knob Shaman, who is also my general. And this new guy here, who is the Maw Grunta. Yeah,
first time playing with him.
First time playing with him. He looks pretty cool. We'll see. He has that cool ability where the more that I charge him into things, he gets momentum points, I guess, right? So hopefully that can come in handy for some running up and destroying some bones here. Also good to mention that my sub-faction is Iron Suns. It's good so that I can charge in the enemy phase, which this guy will benefit greatly.
Let's build that momentum.
Yes.
Well then, to face off against the Ironjawz, I'm playing Ossiarch Bonereapers. I'm playing Mortis Praetorians, so I've got some counter-charging of my own. I've got Catacrows here today, and then a smattering of different units, Mortec Guards for screens. I've got 2 units of Death Riders to fill up my battle line, also great for their impact mortals. Then I have the Archcavalo Xantos, a Mortazan Ossifector, and the big boy Catacrows himself. Then, as kind of the big hammer in my army, I have a unit of 4 Morghast here. Obviously, going to be synergizing with the Ossifector, getting some buffs, and hopefully kind of dealing the damage in my army. And I did bring an Endless Spell, the Bone Tithe Shrieker, just because it's so good. Stops enemies from using Rally and Inspiring Presence to hopefully cause some guys to flee to Battle Shock, but we'll see if that comes up. All told, I came in at 1 drop here today with my list. Cass, you were 4 because you had a command entourage, so it does give me choice of first. And unsurprisingly, we're gonna let the Greenskins go first, give you the choice of what you want to do, and we will just jump into Ironjawz turn 1.
So my battle tactic will be Magical Dominance. And in my hero phase, I'm gonna go for Heroic Leadership, which I don't get, so neither do you.
I do not get it either, so
we are both not very heroic.
And then rolling for Primal Dice. Nope. Neither of us.
Jumping into the hero phase, the Weird Knob Shaman casts Mystic Shield on a unit of brutes. Then the War Chanters grant Violent Fury to the brutes and Ard boys.
All right, so now I'm gonna jump into movement.
Showing a surprising amount of restraint, the Oryx only tentatively move forwards, tagging 2 objectives to score 5 points. Don't forget you can get access to 4 extra battle reports every month by supporting the channel through our YouTube membership. Hit the join button below the video to learn more.
All right, so that's kind of it for my turn, which is like an unusual cast kind of turn. But
Not the, throwing everything in Ironjawz turn we've seen from you
it'll
before.
It'll come. It's just not yet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you take 2 objectives, so you'll get hold 2 and more. You just barely got off your battle tactic, or got off your spell for your battle tactic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be 5 points. And we can jump into Ossiarch Bonereapers, turn 1. All right, so I'm also going to try and do magical dominance because I'll be able to get it off with if I get the cast off, I'll guarantee it with Dark Afterlight. And I'll go for Heroic Leadership, which I get.
I also get it.
In the Bone Reaper's hero phase, the Ossiffector casts Mystic Shield on a unit of Mortec Guard, and grants +1 Rend to the Morghast with ossified barbs. Next, Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions, granting +1 to hit and save in a 24-inch aura.
And then he gets to debuff someone on the battlefield, your unit of brutes back there, which makes them -1 to hit
Just automatically?
automatically.
In the movement phase, the Mortec Guard use At the Double, and 1 unit of Death Riders uses Unstoppable Advance. At the end of the charge phase, the unit of Ard Boys use All Right Get 'em, hoping to charge in the enemy turn.
You need to get a 9?
Yeah.
They're in.
So I guess we're gonna have a little combat, and I'll start off with the Mortec Guard.
The Ard Boys use all-out defense when the Mortec attack and only suffer 1 casualty. Then the Greenskins deal 8 damage when they retaliate, even though the Mortec use all-out defense as well.
So now I get to do some shield bashes, which is new for me. I don't think I...
Yeah, first time playing the new Ard Boys, actually. 1 more mortal. I save it, though, so...
Oh.
All right, well, that wasn't what I hoped for out of my turn. I kept 9 inches back with my screen, trying to make it hard for you to countercharge or do the charge. But I really was not hoping to lose my screen there, because I also needed to move up to be in a position to countercharge here. I was hoping to be in a position where I could give away turn next round if I won priority. But now I don't have a screen, so Cass gonna jump into priority for turn 2.
Tied.
We tied. You win ties because you went first, so it's gonna be up to you.
I'll take it.
Okay. Sounds good. So we will just jump into Ironjawz turn 2.
So the battle tactic I'm going to pick for this round is That's Our Turf Now, which I already feel like that is like the impression I'm very much giving right now of this game.
I've already taken the center.
Yes. In good old cast fashion. I'll go for Heroic Leadership on my Mega Boss. Nope.
And I'll do the same on Catacross. I did it.
So I'm gonna do Violent Fury on my Grunta and my Brutes. All right, so I'm gonna attempt to teleport my Mega Boss on foot just to kind of like get in behind.
Okay. Let's see if we did any primal dice. So I rolled a 4 up, which means we each get 1.
So I'm gonna attempt to cast it. I'm assuming it goes off on a
7. 14. I'll try to unbind. For an 8, I can't beat 14 even if I got a 6. So you got your teleport off.
Nice. Hey, do you remember that one time when we were playing, you had Alaria and I backdoored Alariel, and I came and totally destroyed her from the back.
I do. It comes up on Discord from time to time.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
That still comes up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I aspire to continue that legacy.
Next, the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher uses Fast Stun, and uses mighty destroyers to let the brutes and Maw Grunta move, and the Ardboys pile in. As the Oryx advance, one unit of Death Riders redeploys 6 inches, looking to escape the onrushing Maw Crusher. Ready to release his inward bursting bellow, the Maw Crusher targets Archcavallo Xantos.
So 3. They're rend 1, so I'll be on 3-up saves. I fail all of those. I do have ward saves after.
What the hell?
I make them all, so that was a roll.
Getting ready to charge, a War Chanter empowers the brutes with the Get 'em beat, giving them a 3d6 inch charge. Then the Auric General calls the Wah.
I feel like I'm just gonna use the Wah.
It looks like it's probably a good time.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the Wah.
In the charge phase, the Mega Boss uses Forward to Victory, but fails to complete his charge. Then, the Maw Crusher roars at Archcavallo Xantos. As the Maw Grunter starts the fighting, the Morghast use all-out defense, but still suffer 7 damage. The Morghast then retaliate, dealing 3 damage to the Maw Grunter and 9 to the Ardboys. Fighting next, the Maw Crusher attacks the Archcavallos, easily taking him down. Triggering Smashing and Bashing, the Ardboys finish off the last Mortek guards, which then also lets the brutes fight, and they deal 7 damage to the other unit of Mortek and 6 to the Morghast. As this round of fighting nears its end, the Mortek guard use Bludgeon for extra rend and deal 2 damage to the brutes, but as Catacross finally joins the fray, he swiftly takes down the Maw Grunter.
And I think that's it for the turn. That was a bit of a bloody one.
Yeah.
You took down 2 Morghast, and I think the biggest deal is my Archcavallo Xantos. After roaring him, so he didn't get to use his command ability for +1 to wound. But how do you feel about the turn?
Not really sure how to feel about it. I was like kind of excited to try out the Maw Grunta, but he severely disappointed me. But it's fine because then I switched dice and I felt better about my life a little bit. So, yeah, I guess we'll kind of just have to wait and see what happens next.
Yeah, you lost the Maw Grunter in return from Catacross, but he's tagged in combat now.
Yeah.
And you do take this objective though. I mean, you literally take all the objectives. So you'll get 5 points.
And I did my battle tactic.
And you got your battle tactic.
Yeah.
And worth mentioning or noting the dilemma you had about whether you wanted to reroll the charge with your Mega Boss on foot.
Yeah. I mean, I was just being YOLO at that point because I feel like life's more interesting when you can.
You wanted him in there.
I did, and it's like honestly, like the safe play would have been to save the CP for like all-out attack for sure, which could have made a huge difference in taking things down, and probably should have been what I had done. But that's boring, and I don't play often, so when I do play, I like to exude complete chaotic energy, so I apologize in advance to anyone watching being like, "She should have done that," but I don't know, I just like to take chances sometimes, and I feel like the times where I have done that in the past and it worked out, it made for a really interesting and fun turn, so, but you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you did take, like, obviously deal devastating blow here. I know I get the chance to fight back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just see what I can do to retaliate as we go into Ossiarch Bonereapers, turn 2. Okay, so my battle tactic is going to be Trample the Defiant, so I have to get one of my units of Death Riders in combat and stay in combat at the end. Then for my heroic action, I'm going to do Finest Hour on Catacross.
I'm going to do Finest Hour on my Maw Crusher on the Mega Boss.
In the hero phase, Catacross uses Endless Duty on the Morghast to grant an extra attack. Then the Ossifector casts Empower Nadirite weapons on them, granting exploding hits on 5s, and also bestows an additional rend from ossified barbs. Catacross and the Bone Tithe Nexus then make the Maw Crusher and Brutes both suffer -1 to their hit rolls.
And then into movement.
Without much room to maneuver, the Death Riders close in, then charge into combat, dealing 3 mortal wounds to the Brutes on impact, but just 1 to the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. Then the Maw Crusher roars at Catacross.
And I think I'm gonna start off combat with the Morghast here. And they'll use all-out attack. So I'll be 2s and 3s, exploding 5s, 3s to wound. So each of these are gonna kill brute, so it's gonna be 4 brutes dead.
While eager to fight, the Mega Boss is also cunning and piles away from Catacross, though he only deals 5 damage to the Death Riders after they use all-out defense. The other unit of Death Riders then uses Bludgeon and takes down 3 more brutes, who in turn deal 2 damage to the Morghast. The Death Riders in combat with the Mega Boss then deal 4 damage to the Big Uruk, while the Ardboys deal no damage at all.
Alright, so that's it for the combat on my turn. Not ideal. I made a huge blunder that you caught me out on with not attacking with Catacross first. I didn't charge, so I don't get to do his pile in. So as soon as you piled 3 away from, or just you had to do a millimeter outside of away from Catacross, and the Death Riders over there had only made a 3-inch charge, so they couldn't really trap you in. Wasn't thinking about it though. Should have fought first with Catacross, but now your Maw Crusher is running free, so to speak. He is debuffed though, so he didn't do much damage, but that's about it. And I think you will owe me a Battle Shock on the brutes, which actually they will both automatically flee. So not a great turn overall. I was hoping to take 2 objectives, score another 4 points, but I will get my battle tactic and holding 1 point, so I'll score.
Hold 1, but not more.
Yeah, hold 1, not more. Forgot to bring 3 more tech back at the beginning of the turn, but I would have been out of combat anyways. And that's about it. So yeah, not ideal. I was really hoping to take down the Maw Crusher. We both did Finest Hour, but again, that blunder is going to cost me. So we can look ahead to priority for round 3. Cass, you win ties. I got a 4.
I'll take it.
Okay. So you got a 4 as well, and we're going to go into Ironjawz, turn 3.
So my battle tactic is led into the Maelstrom. Essentially, I am gonna try and get my Mega Boss on foot to come in and deal with these Morghast here. I'm gonna do Finest Hour on him as well.
And I'll go for Finest Hour on the Bone Shaper.
The Weird Knob Shaman casts Hand of Gork and teleports a War Chanter, then the War Chanters grant additional damage to the Mega Boss and brutes with Violent Fury. After the remaining Oryx draw close and look to join the fight, the Maw Crusher takes down another Death Rider with its Innard Bursting Bellow. After the War Chanter fails its Get 'em beat, the brutes are forced to use forward to victory, but do make their charge into combat. After they charge, Catacross uses the Dread Legion to countercharge, and finally engages the Maw Crusher, who fails to roar the Mortarch. The Mega Boss on Maw Crusher then begins the fighting and takes out the Death Riders, which triggers smashing and bashing. The brutes are next to fight, and while the Death Riders use impenetrable ranks, they only have 1 Death Rider survive. The Morghast then finish off the Ardboys, and then use impenetrable ranks when the Mega Boss attacks.
All right, it's time. I'm going to use my axe from behind.
Swinging the Destroyer Axe, the Mega Boss swiftly takes out the 2 remaining Morghast.
And the Morghast go down.
What about that shitty thing?
Hey, that's my hero. Well, I guess we'll try to retaliate, and Catacross is going to do his best.
Catacross uses all-out attack and deals 11 damage, but fails to take down the Maw Crusher.
All right, so, I mean, obviously some big losses, but the biggest thing being that my Mega Boss survived that blow, so that means you're gonna be tied up with me again at the start of your turn.
Yeah, it means, 1, I was hoping to come here, clear stuff so I could start just spreading it out onto objectives.
Yeah, but now you're, except for your little dudes over there, your Mortech, you are tied up in combat everywhere.
Yeah.
So unless you're gonna try and run those guys and get them far away, and unfortunately I still have, like, once I get out of combat, like my following turn, if you don't get a double, would be if I can wherever you try and run them to, I can just try and catch you after.
Yes. Not to mention, you still have a counter, like the ability to counter charge as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think about scoring at this point because you did another 5 points here.
Yeah.
5 points. And you'll have a bit of a lead, but hopefully Katakros is going to take down the Maw Crusher. As we'll see as we jump into Ossiarch Bonereapers turn 3. Well, I actually don't think I have any battle tactics available to me this turn that I can achieve. So we're just going to throw Magical Mayhem out there to get rid of it. And I'll go for a Heroic Leadership with Katakros, which I get.
I will also go for Heroic Leadership, which I get.
Katakros and the Bone Tithe Nexus cause the Brutes and Megaboss to suffer -1 to hit rolls. Then Katakros uses Endless Duty on himself. The Ossifector attempts to cast the Bone Tithe Shrieker, but is unbound, then fails to cast Mystic Shield. While the Death Riders are able to tag the southwestern objective when they retreat, they won't be able to take control of it because of this mission's rules. After the Mortek Guard charge in, the Megaboss uses Alright Get 'em to charge in behind them. The Maw Crusher roars Katakros, then the Mortek Guard use Bludgeon but are only able to take down 2 Brutes. Choosing a life of pure aggression, the Megaboss on Maw Crusher uses all-out attack, but only deals 8 wounds to Katakros. Then when the Mortarch of the Necropolis attacks, he takes down the mighty Auruk. Last to fight, the Brutes are able to completely wipe out the remaining Mortek Guard.
And the Mortek go down. All right, well, I've taken down the Maw Crusher. Lost my Mortek though. I don't know what the right answer was. Potentially could have just stayed out of combat, but you still are charging something in either way. Like the Mortek aren't going to move fast enough that when you countercharge. Here it meant you got to have both units in combat, but you didn't even have to fight with the Mega Boss.
It was good to have that as like a safety just in case.
And you still could have fought with like countercharge with both of them anyways because he could issue it to 2 units.
Yeah.
If I had have tried to go that way to that objective, that was my fear. Is like I was just right susceptible to all of them. I was hoping to get the Bone Tithe Shrieker off, throw them into combat, deal enough damage to force a big battle shock. Didn't get it. Didn't even get. I ended up killing 2 only in combat anyways. So that wasn't big. I did retreat out my Death Riders to tag this objective, but I don't control it because I retreated. So I'm just getting hold 1. I didn't have a battle tactic achievable, so it's just 1 point this round.
Yeah.
So I'm down quite a lot, and we look to head into another priority roll. It's a 1.
Oh, and I win ties.
You win ties, yeah.
Still?
Yep, still win ties.
I'll take it, obviously.
Okay, so we will go into Ironjawz turn 4.
Jeez Louise. So my battle tactic will be Intimidate the Invaders. I'm going to go for Heroic Leadership, and I get it, yeah.
Get it.
The Weird Knob Shaman casts Hand of Gork to teleport himself to safety, securing the Ironjawz grand strategy. The Megaboss then uses Mighty Destroyers on himself and the Brutes, and both of them make their charges. Leading the fighting, the Brutes use all-out attack and wipe out the remaining Death Riders, triggering smashing and bashing, but the Megaboss fails to take down the Ossifector after they use all-out defense.
All right, so...
Solid use of Mighty Destroyers.
Yes. A little sad I didn't kill your hero there, or your general, sorry.
Yep. All at defense, and I was in cover, so...
Yeah, but... yeah, I really just don't want you to get that.
The Bone Tithe Shrieker off, but... Realistically, I don't have any threat to the Brutes right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now that all of my stuff is dead. Except Katakros.
And point-wise, I don't really know if you can even catch up at this point, to be honest.
Well, so with your teleport, you guaranteed your grand strategy here. Mine is for sure not being able to be got, so... realistically, the game, is unwinnable at this point. So the little that we could play for is me trying to kill your Mega Boss, making a charge, getting another objective. I'm honestly at this point, I probably don't have many battle tactics, if any, left. Maybe a turn 5 intimidate the invaders if I get outside of my territory. Looking at this turn, after you store 5 points, I would.
And then
I
my
would
grand
score-
strategy as well would be another 3, right?
Yeah, I would score 1 point again for hold 1, unless I ran Catacrows that way, got hold 2, and I could do Intimidate this turn for 4 points actually. So just to talk it through quickly, then if we roll priority, I roll a 1. You can't lose to a 1 because you're in ties.
True. So I'd obviously take the turn with that priority roll, and I'd do my battle tactic would be surround and destroy. So I'd have to teleport my unit of brutes over on this end.
So we can just roll out the magic, yeah.
And see if we get any
primals. We would get 1 primal each, but I'm out of unbind range, so just up to you.
Okay.
Yep. And you got the spell
I would
off.
get it, yeah. So
Brutes
would go over there.
You have him here already on this edge.
Yeah.
You got this edge with the weird knob.
So I would have again hold more, hold 1, hold more.
Hold 2.
Sorry, hold 2 and more. And to get my battle tactics, so that'd be another 5 points.
Yes,
so
sir.
I would kind of be maxed out at that point.
You would literally be maxed out at that point.
Yeah,
So
and with my grand strategy.
25, 28 for your grand strategy. My grand strategy has already been denied because I lost all my Mortec and Death Riders. And again, if I had done Intimidate last turn, actually I don't know that I could have actually done Intimidate last turn.
That's a really hard grand strategy to achieve.
Well, I have to have 1 unit survive at full health.
Okay.
1 of those 4.
But when you use a bunch of them as your screens, like how do you...
Not optimal here. The other good one for this army is Spellcasting Savant, but I don't have any Mortis Guard, so this guy isn't super defensive, like super survivable. But I probably actually wouldn't have had a Grand Strat turn 4. It would have to do Intimidate turn 5, assuming this guy's dead. Catacross isn't going to be dead. If I had have ran actually and tagged that objective, you would have been able to tag this one with your teleport
Brutes,
still on your brutes and still gotten the hold more. And then I basically would Catacross this turn. At best case scenario, get Intimidate and hold 2 by running over there and killing your brutes, taking that objective. Whether or not that happens, I would maximum be getting, like, so it would have been probably 2 points on round 4 and a maximum of 4 points on round 5. I am well down at 13 points, not getting my grand strategy, so that's gonna be big win here for the Ironjawz.
At least I didn't table you.
Though it's like was a bloody one on both sides. I killed a ton of stuff.
Yeah, you did.
But I think it was the fact that the fighting was always in my territory.
Yeah.
And you had 2 secure objectives to my none, where I was fighting back for 2 at best. I'd never gotten to hold more this game. Shows one of the downsides of OBR being the movement, but even though I have Catacross in the high rend, we saw that you could punch through my saves pretty well, especially on your Wa turn.
Yeah. Obviously, I think like having that Maw Crusher survive, I really wasn't expecting him to survive, and then he did, and that helped tie you up even more. Yeah, I guess that was like a big one for me. That was notable. Obviously,
the little Mega Boss took out the last 2 more.
Yeah, no, the little Mega Boss did. Usually my Mega Boss on foot, usually the last couple times I played this army didn't do too much, but this guy with his axe finally got to do some damaggio, which was awesome. I think also actually big shout out to my Weird Knob Shaman, who got off most of, if not all, I can't really remember all of his spells. He did pretty good there. But yeah.
Well, it was a bloody one, so hope you guys enjoyed that. It is always great to get the Ironjawz out, and I love OBR still, especially those Mordas. They're some of my favorite models, but a good, honest smash them up in the middle, so can't complain about that. But again, hope you guys enjoyed that battle report, and we'll see you soon in the next one.